The room was quiet, broken only by the soft hum of medical machines. She stared at the ceiling, her eyes empty, her heart heavier than ever. Money had bought her the best doctors, the most advanced treatments, and the finest hospital rooms, but it could not buy her hope. Just when everyone believed her story had already ended, a man with worn shoes and tired eyes leaned close and whispered 5 simple words that would change everything. I'll help her. Before we begin, if stories of real human kindness touch your heart, please take a moment to subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. This is Kindness Action, a channel dedicated to reminding us that one small act of kindness can change a life forever. The CEO's name was Richard Hale, a powerful man known across the country. He had built a billion-dollar company from nothing, made deals in glass offices high above the city, and commanded respect wherever he went. But none of that mattered now. Not when he sat beside his daughter Emily's hospital bed, holding her hand and feeling completely helpless. Emily was 22. Bright, kind, and full of dreams. She had loved running in the mornings, laughing loudly, and planning a future that felt limitless. Then came the accident. A single rainy night. A twisted road. And in seconds, everything changed. The doctors were careful with their words, but the truth was clear. Emily would never walk again. Richard spent millions searching for a miracle. Top surgeons. Experimental treatments. Private specialists flown in from around the world. Each new hope ended the same way, with silence and shaking heads. Emily tried to stay strong at first. She smiled for her father. She said she was fine. But as weeks turned into months, something inside her broke. She stopped asking questions. She stopped looking out the window. Some days, she wouldn't even speak. One afternoon, Richard stepped out of the hospital to take a call. Near the entrance, a man sat on a bench, eating from a small paper bag. His clothes were clean but old. His face showed years of struggle. A little girl sat beside him, swinging her legs and smiling at everyone who passed. The man noticed Richard's suit and tired face and gave a small nod. Long day, he asked. Richard hesitated, then sighed. The longest. They talked for a moment, nothing important. The man introduced himself as Daniel. A single dad. Construction worker when he could find work. His daughter, Lily, had a checkup that day. She had once been sick too. Very sick. Daniel spoke quietly, without drama, but his words carried weight. I learned something, he said. When doctors run out of answers, people still matter. Richard didn't understand what he meant, but something about the man felt sincere. The next day, Richard saw Daniel again, this time in the hallway outside Emily's room. Lily was drawing pictures on the floor. Emily watched her from her wheelchair, curiosity flickering in her eyes. For the first time in weeks, Daniel smiled at Emily. She draws when she's nervous, he said gently. Emily managed a small smile. Over the next few days, Daniel and Lily kept appearing. They didn't bring flowers or gifts. They brought stories. Lily talked about school, about wanting to be an artist, about how her dad was her hero. Daniel listened to Emily. He didn't rush her. He didn't try to fix her. One afternoon, Emily broke down. Tears streamed down her face as she whispered, I don't want to live like this. The room went silent. Richard froze. Daniel stepped closer, knelt in front of her, and looked her in the eyes. That's when he whispered, I'll help her. Richard was stunned. Help her? How? He asked later, his voice tight. Daniel shrugged. By reminding her she's still needed. Still loved. Still capable of changing lives, even like this. Daniel began bringing Emily into small moments. Lily asked her to help choose colors. Daniel asked her opinion on stories. Slowly, Emily's voice returned. Weak at first, then steadier. Weeks passed. Emily began physical therapy again, not because she believed she'd walk, but because she wanted to feel strong. Daniel cheered every small movement. Lily clapped like it was a victory parade. One day, Emily asked Daniel why he did all this. He looked down. When my wife died, I thought my life was over. I was poor. Tired. Alone. But my daughter needed me. And helping her helped me survive. Richard watched all this, his heart breaking open in a way money never could. He realized something painful and beautiful at the same time. Kindness wasn't loud. It wasn't expensive. It was patient. Months later, Emily rolled onto a stage at a charity event organized by Richard's company. She spoke about resilience. About darkness. About how one person believing in you can pull you back from the edge. Daniel and Lily sat in the front row. Emily looked at them and smiled. "I didn't get a miracle cure," she said. "I got something better. I got hope." That night, Richard offered Daniel a job, not out of pity, but respect. Daniel accepted, grateful but unchanged. The three of them remained connected. Not because of wealth. Not because of power. But because kindness had tied their lives together. Sometimes, the greatest help doesn't come from the richest hands, but from the kindest hearts, and maybe that's the reminder we all need. If this story moved you, let it move you to act. A smile. A conversation. A moment of care. You never know whose hope you might restore. That's kindness action. Spread it forward.